1 year later, LA is still healing from the twin infernos that changed everything. The Palisades fire and the Eaton fire tore through opposite ends of LA County, and their scars are still visible today from the mountains to the coast. I'm Keith Bryant, and I keep up with the news so you don't have to, keeping up with the headlines. So this story is personal to me, especially as a journalist. I covered these fires when I was working as a content producer at NBC4 LA. And so today I want to share you the story from the Associated Press that breaks down some interesting numbers and facts from this historic January 7th firestorm. And it still remains a sobering reminder today. Now, the Palisades fire initially started as the Lockman fire on January 1st. Now, federal investigators say that fire was intentionally set. It was a small brush fire, and firefighters thought they put it out. However, the embers stayed underground. But then as we roll around to January 7th, those winds kicked into high gear, gusting to 90 miles per hour, and then the rest is history. The fire exploded. I want to give you some meteorology context about the Palisades fire because it's very important. So around this time last year, the National Weather Service, the office in LA, did issue a PDS warning. A PDS stands for particularly dangerous situation. And those happen when we have red flag conditions in effect. And those are conditions that are highly favorable for fire weather. Now, I did do a couple of videos about what a PDS is, and I did talk to the National Weather Service about the meteorology behind the Eaton and Palisades fires. So a PDS usually occurs when we have those bone-dry conditions, gusty winds, and low humidity. And so those were the criteria for this recipe for that firestorm. So those gusty winds picked up those small embers from that previous fire, the Lockman fire, and those embers go into dry brush, and that just sets it off on a tinderbox and explodes. Then, as firefighters scrambled west, a second fire ignited in Altadena, just 30 miles away, which became the Eaton fire. Now, a federal investigation said that a downed power line from Southern California Edison caused that fire. The Eaton and Palisades fires burned 59 square miles, destroyed over 16,000 structures, and claimed 31 lives. The Eaton fire alone wiped out nearly 9,500 homes in Altadena. The Palisades fire leveled neighborhoods from Malibu to the Bluffs. Now, a year later, only 10 homes have been rebuilt. California Governor Gavin Newsom did request more than $33 billion in disaster aid from Congress, but has not been approved yet. However, Californians are resilient. From Altadena to the Pacific Palisades, people have stepped up. More than $900 million in private donations have been poured in to help families and communities rebuild after the Eaton and Palisades fires. We will rise again just like the phoenix, as remember today, January 7th.